Hello, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in between and beyond. My name's Jordy Coleman. You can call me Ginger Wolf, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Laugh. And in today, we are talking about Jim Breuer. I am actually really excited to talk about Jim Breuer because Jim Breuer is the first Saturday Night Live alumni that we have talked about. Um, and considering this is number 91 on Comedy Central's list, granted, from everything that I found, because I couldn't quite remember how long ago the Comedy Central list of top 100 comedians was from. From what I found, it's from about 2004. So, like 20 years ago, to be fair. So, if the list was made today, I'm sure Jim Breuer would probably be a little higher up on it, although there would definitely be more competition. And like I say, I'm going through Comedy Central's top 100 list first because I felt like that was a good starting point. The only exception to that is possible special occasions, such as for December. We're going to be skipping the list for that particular month and going on to somebody that I really want to, really want to talk about as well. While we're on the subject, I am just on the tail end of getting over COVID for the second time in my life. So, my apologies for sniffling, coughing, clearing throats, that type of thing. That all being said, let's get into Jim Breuer. This isn't going to be a really long one because he doesn't have a very long Wikipedia page, which is kind of strange to me considering how long his career has been. Like I say, Saturday Night Live alumni, he's been in movies, he's been on TV shows, he's got his own podcast, everything like that. Why is this Wikipedia article so damn small? Best bet I have is that he's a relatively private guy, maybe. So he's kept a lot of his personal life, out of the public eye, but still, really strange. And this was actually the thing that I was looking for earlier, so we can talk about that when we get there. But let's start off with our Wikipedia article here. So Jim Breuer was born June 21st, 1967, which makes him 57 years old. Now, this picture is almost 10 years old, but he does not look like he's that old. By the way, for anybody, he talks about having, I think he refers to it as the Breuer face, which is, he always looks stoned. It's not that he smokes a lot of weed, which he admittedly a few times has admitted that he does in fact smoke weed. I have never seen him talk about the amount of weed that he smokes, but he's talked about that. So it's pretty funny. But let's get... Oh, actually, one other thing I want to kind of get to as well is that he has 3 kids. Now, normally I don't talk about that, but the reason why I bring that up is because he has 3 kids. All of them are girls. All of Joe Rogan's kids are all girls. There's actually quite a few male comedians, that have kids, so like a couple of kids, and they're all girls. I always find that goddamn hilarious when a comedian ends up having kids and they're all girls. Jeff Foxworthy is another example where both him and I think either his brother or his brother-in-law, exclusively girls. I always find that goddamn funny when a comedian because like raising boys and girls very different, just in the sense of growing up and everything like that. Trust me, I know. I've raised a couple of kids myself, and boys and girls are definitely different as you're raising them. You want to teach them the same things, for sure. You know, you want to teach them to defend themselves and stuff like that, which that's something that you never hear. That I think that's a joke in the making right there for me, is like teaching girls and boys to defend themselves, because it is different teaching girls and boys to defend themselves. When I was teaching my nephew how to defend himself, I was essentially teaching him like boxing techniques. You know, this is how you throw a punch, this is how you do that. When I was teaching my niece how to protect herself, it was, if you grab a guy by the testicles and twist, he'll pass out. So it's a very different situation. Anyway, let's get into the Wikipedia article. So, born June 21st, 1969, is an American stand-up comedian and actor. He was a cast member of Saturday Night Live from 1995 to 1998. I'm not 100% sure if that was during Gilbert Gottfried's era on Saturday Night Live, he was one of the most underrated. No, I think Gilbert was before. In my opinion, Gilbert Gottfried was one of the most underrated Saturday Night Live alumni. A lot of people don't even remember he was part of Saturday Night Live. And he was on there right after the original Saturday Night Live cast had left. So you were basically setting people up to fail at that point, because like guys like Belushi and Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, that kind of stuff was all no, Eddie Murphy was second round, sorry. But those guys were all such heavy hitters and so beloved, and then you put the second round on, there was no precedence that there was going to be a rotating cast or anything like that. So a lot of people were pretty upset about that, and needlessly kind of hated on the show, like give the show a little bit of a break. But I digress. Breuer was a cast of Saturday Night Live from 1995, repeating itself. With characters such as Joe Pesci and Goat Boy, he does do a fucking amazing Joe Pesci impression. Like, definitely one of the best ones. And I'm not even going to attempt to do a Joe Pesci impression. Breuer regularly tours as a comedian. Footage of his 2008 tour was used in his documentary, More Than Me, and in a 4-hour DVD program, Jim Breuer Road Journals, on September 21st, he canceled shows at venues requiring COVID-19 vaccinations in New Jersey and Michigan, and has stated that he will not perform at venues with such requirements. In 2020, and this is, keep in mind, I'm reading this as I'm on the tail end of getting over COVID. Kind of have a lot to say about this. In 2023, I'm going to try to be as minimal as possible with it, but in 2023, Breuer appeared as a feature speaker in the Reawaken America tour. I hate fucking wording like that. During one appearance, Breuer received backlash for mocking the collapse of football player Durham Hamlin. He suggested the collapse was caused by the COVID-19 vaccine, echoing conspiracy theories in anti-vaccine circles. I don't want to get into the whole vaccine, anti-vaxxer thing. It is ironic. Like, I'm doing this in order on Comedy Central, so this was definitely not a thing that was planned. If you watched last month, I was talking about doing Jim Breuer. It's not like I intentionally gave myself COVID so that I'd be talking about this at the time, by the time I was doing this. But COVID is no fucking joke. I hate the fact that Like, people talk about how it's just a cold, it's basically like a cold, it's basically like a cold. I ain't never had a cold like this. Like, I get little snifflies and colds and stuff like that, every few months or so kind of thing. And it's never anything that bad. I have a little bit of a stuffed up nose, maybe a little bit of a sore throat, a couple of coughs here or there. I'll take a little bit of cough medicine. I'm over it in like 24 to 48 hours. Bing, bang, boom, no big deal. COVID is not a cold. It's not like a cold. I was literally, when I first got COVID on this one, I managed to pull myself to work. I felt weak at work. I was sent home after 4 hours. Went home, relaxed. The next day woke up, felt like shit, even more shit. Took a COVID test. Turned out, yep, I have the COVID. And I'm saying COVID a lot, so YouTube might end up cutting this. So if we end up getting cut down here, we'll come back. But I'm sorry, it's not a joke. It's not something, it affects people differently, absolutely. And for me, from a lot of things that I've seen and talked to a bunch of people, COVID affects everybody differently. I had something more mild than most people. So I don't want to get into that. The other thing I'm going to say is, when it comes to these conspiracy theories, it's a lot of it's the government. People talk about, especially, it's like the shadow organizations behind the government that's really controlling everything. We already have the government. We don't need some sort of shitty organization behind the scenes pulling the thing. And if that's not enough for you, we also have lobbyists. That right there should be enough. And if you don't think lobbyists really control things, think about how many times we've heard politicians giving, I'm going to fix education, I'm going to fix the roads, I'm going to lower taxes. We go, hey, that sounds good, let's vote for that guy. He gets into power, he's like, all right, clear the tables, everybody, we're going to start, you're going to pay me how much to not do this? But I made a promise, guys, come on. Can I at least... you don't want me to fix education. How about the roads? How about I fix the roads around the schools so that it makes it look like I'm doing something for the schools? How about 3 of the roads around the schools? How about just the road in front of the school, and that way it's a good photo op? It just, I don't know, it drives me crazy. Anyway, let's drop that subject for now. My apologies for the little rant. Breuer was born in Valley Stream, New York, and graduated in 1985 from Valley Stream Central High School. From 2005 to 2021, he lived in Chester Township, New Jersey, with his wife Dee, whom he married in 1992, and their 3 daughters. In August of 2021, Breuer and his family moved to Naples, Florida after selling their home in New Jersey. He describes himself as a super fan of the New York Mets. I wonder if that's like how I'm a super fan of all things comedy. And then we go through his filmograph, which, again, like I say, he's been in so many things. How is this Wikipedia article so short? But Uptown Comedy Club, Saturday Night Live, Home Improvement. I did not know he was on Home Improvement. Clerks, the TV show. He was Randall Graves on the Clerks TV show? No, that's not right. Jeff Anderson plays Randall Graves. Oh, wait, hang on. Do they mean... Okay, it's the live action pilot that they filmed. That's what they're talking about there. Alright, fair. Buddies, he was in Half Baked, which is the thing a lot of people will remember him from. Dick, Titan AE. I remember that movie. I did not know he was in it. Once in a Lifetime, One-Eyed King, American Dummy, Crooked Lines, Beer League, More Than Me, Jim Breuer's Road Journal, Zookeeper, Motor City, The English Teacher, Family Guy as Joe Pesci, which of course they'd get Jim Breuer. I just talked about how he had a great... Anyway, School Dance, Quitters, Bling, Rockin' a Hard Place, Kevin Can Wait, interesting name for a show. Apparently it ran for a whole season, never heard of it. Liv and Maddie, and Jingle Smells. And that's literally, then it's just references and stuff like that. Like, with all of this, with the interviews and stuff like that that he's done, how is that? Because how is this the whole Wikipedia article? That's insane. But that just means we have more time for the actual comedy special itself. Now, before I get into the comedy special, I do want to say... Oh, this isn't even from... Hang on one sec. We will go back to this. I thought this was actually on Jim Breuer's actual page. Jim Breuer actually does have an official comedy thing, or an official page on his thing, like official YouTube channel. Sorry, that's the wording I was looking for. Thank you. So, seeing as he's already willing to post a lot of his specials already on YouTube, and I thought I was actually on one of his specials from his YouTube page. Just to be fair, because he's... Shh. We're going to drop his personal page a subscribe. So anybody who is there, I'm going to quickly drop his personal YouTube page in the comments, so that hang on, sorry. So if you guys want, you can drop him a quick subscribe, and it's in the comments now. I try to be fair, so if I know a comedian had, like most comedians we've talked about have had, don't have like personal YouTube pages, and seeing as we're watching one of their specials, I figure the least I can do is kind of hype up their personal YouTube channel, because we're watching one of their specials, we're not paying for it, anything like that. It's the least we can do. You know, I believe in fairness, or at least as fair as the world can possibly be at this point in time. So, whoa, that was loud. I did not mean to do that. I specifically picked this one because, like I said, 2004 was when Comedy Central put out their list, and this is from 2000, so it's at least from the same decade. So we can get a little bit of a clearer picture as to what they were talking about. Again, we can't, of course, go back in time and same mindsets and everything like that from the era, but we can at least get something that's close to that era so that we can get a nice little vibe from it. So, that all being said, let's now sit back, relax, and enjoy Mr. Breuer, Let's Clear the Air, from 2009.
Hey, I'm Jim Breuer, and welcome to my new one-hour comedy special. And by the way, it takes a lot for someone like me to prepare for one comedy show. Let me go inside. Gonna go make sure my parents are ready to go, and we'll get the show rolling. We'll be in New York City in no time. Get their jackets on, all that good stuff. All right. Hey, Muff.
Why?
You're supposed to be ready for the comedy special. We're going to New York City today so I can film my special for Comedy Central. Let's go. What are you doing? You're not even dressed. You're not even shaved. What are you doing?
I'm going like this.
Okay, come on. Get up.
Get up!
Yes. Get up, please, and let's go. Ooh, you got some hangers. Just trying to invade some territory here. Sorry, inside only. You're starting to be one handsome little devil there, Mr. Breuer. We're gonna get you ready and we're gonna go. You ready to go to the city today?
Not really.
Jim, I think I'll wear this.
Are you ready to go?
Almost.
Okay, because I gotta get moving.
Patience is a virtue, seldom found in a woman, but never in a man.
Huh. I like that. That don't work for me right now. Nothing's going my way. Hopefully the family and the kids are getting all ready and all that. I'll go get them, and then I'll come back here. Okay. Gav, what are you doing, honey? I got a special. I need you to get ready. What are you doing?
I'm practicing my new move. You want to see it?
Not right now. I need you to get ready.
One,
Get in your closet.
2,
No.
3.
Not right. Ah!
Isn't that awesome?
Okay, thanks. Okay, bye.
Who's that?
Babysitter just canceled.
As you can see, I've got a lot of things going on in my life the last couple years. I got my parents, I got my family. There's a lot going on. We'll see you guys later. All right, I really gotta go though.
Bye, Daddy.
Okay, I really gotta go though. All right. Hey, aren't you the goat guy? Aren't you that guy from Half Baked? I've seen you before in stand-up comedy specials. Yes, you have. I'm all that. But in reality, I'm a son, I'm a husband, and I'm a father first. Then I'm a comedian. So with this special, let's clear the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Breuer!
First of all, thank you, New York, for coming to hang out tonight. Thank you. And by the way, just so you know, if you've never seen me before, this is the way I look all the time. I'm not high. That's when I realized there is a God, and he has a very funny sense of humor. It's like, oh, some people will be born with big noses. Oh, some people will be born in Mississippi. Oh, Jim Breuer, you're gonna look stoned all the time. Oh, that's great. Yeah. And people just judge me the way I look all the time. They're just, oh my God, just look at him. Walking around like that. And what's worse is when I got my kids, because my kids look just like me. You know, walking around, they're like, can we get a hot pretzel, Dad? Nah, let's go for a Cinnabon. But I thank God I got eyes like these. I know people judge. This is how I got the movie Half Baked, because of these eyes. Yeah. Oh, you like that one. Dave Chappelle, very funny comedian, came to me. Yeah, Dave. One of the funniest guys ever. Came to me in a New York comedy club. He's like, hey, man. You gotta be in this weed movie. The way you look, you don't even need makeup. And I knew Dave a long time, so I didn't want to disappoint him. Yeah, I was there for Dave's first car ever. We were going to do this TV show called Buddies together back in the mid-'90s. And yeah, it was, dumb project. Like, he's the black guy and I'm a white guy. We're friends. Hey. Genius sitcom coming at you. And I was there, I just remember he never drove a car. He was living in New York. He came over to the house like, man, they gave me a car. You gotta show me how to drive, man. And we were in California, and we were about to drive for the first time. I said, Dave, just pay attention. There's a lot of traffic. And when you drive in traffic, that's when you get in accidents the most. He's like, I got you, man, I got you. So he gets in his car, he's listening to his music. And I hate white people. Can't stand them, hold me down. That's what he was listening to. And I'm listening to my music. Darkness is visiting me. All I see, that's it. And when we get on the highway, we're not even on 20 seconds. Dave's not paying attention. Nails the car in front of him. Guy pulls over. He gets out. Poor little Asian guy gets out. He's like, I can't believe you hit my car. You're going 2 miles an hour. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Chappelle gets out. Oh, man, my bad, man, my bad. I get out of